Hey docs, happy 5 Minute Friday. Dr. Holly here. I'm doing a wrap up of First Friday, the office hours that I host over on Zoom on the first Friday of every month. So we just wrapped that for the month of February. Is at 11 a.m. Central. I believe that's going to be the time for March as well. So we'll just sort of test out how this new hour is working out for us. So I want to thank those of you who showed up live, asked some questions, and share your experiences with Profit First. We had full gamut. We had somebody that's been doing it for a couple of years. And we have somebody that's just on the implementation stage, and answering those questions all the way through. And really the question of confidence and knowing, that you're doing the right thing with Profit First. And then also just knowing like what is coming from the future. Like you've implemented it, you're paying yourself well in your business. How do how much cash you actually need to keep on hand for future projects, or making sure that, all the other things that you have in life and business are covered. So just want to wrap those things. My theme for the month, now that we are officially in full swing of tax season, was I wanted to make sure that we covered any resources that are needed for tax season in particular. So, I sent out the question last week, do you need a CPA recommendation? Of course, I have, no kickback or anything like that on making any recommendations, but I do have resources for you to at least look at who do you need to look for when you're looking for a CPA, and what things are going to be ideal. I love having a local CPA that I can work with, especially in those early years. Now, pretty much everything I do with my CPA now that we've been together for 10 years is completely virtual, because I know, that he knows my business well, he and his whole staff and whole firm. And so we don't need to have those face-to-face meetings, but it's very important to have those face-to-face meetings, especially in those early years when you are getting your business up and running, or maybe you just bought a practice and things are transitional. So you need to know that that person's going to be there for you to help make recommendations on the best thing for owning a small business in that state, in that locale, etc. Okay, so these are a few things that I just wanted to touch on. This comes from a presentation I did, understanding your financial statements, that I did for the CSA Money Matters Summit back at the end of last year, and these are the differences between what what financial reports can give you, which is like historical information, versus looking at the potential that you have in your business. And again, another reason why I love Profit First so much is that it helps you with your intention, and it helps you with the growth of your business, right? It's not just a check and balance of here's everything that happened, here's how it all shook out, and great, we can't really change anything about it, right? No, Profit First is forward facing. So we are moving forward on your business, okay? So these reports, at least understanding them and like laying your eyes on a profit and loss statement at the minimum every year, but ideally more like once a quarter, is really good. And again, this is just a financial report. It's usually just 1 or 2 pages long. It's automatically generated by a software like QuickBooks, wherever you keep your bookkeeping housed. And you're just looking at where all your revenue came in from, where all your expenses came out of, and potentially how you paid yourself. Now, depending on your legal entity, that may or may not show in that report. Then we can look at your balance sheet. Your balance sheet is going to be a once in a time snapshot of like all of your cash, right, that you have in your business, all of your assets, any equipment, things like that, your equity that you've put into the business. So you as an owner, if you've put in cash or you've put in resources into the business, that's going to show on that. And then your liabilities. So that's everything that you may owe to other people, right? That's not going to show like your electric bill and your rent and things like that. Those are over on the profit and loss because those are expenses. These liabilities are like long-term. Do you have debt in the practice? Things like that. Okay. So then those two reports can come together to form what's called a statement of cash flow. Now, this isn't something, again, that's going to be make or break for you knowing that you have it in your business or not, but it's just another historical reporting that we can look at to see how your money was raised and spent over a period of time. So it looks at things like investing, and it also looks at things like financing, right? Okay. Versus potential. This is where I want you to be. I want you to know what your potential is in your business, okay? We have to look at what your compensation ratio is. How many times you have to divide your dollar of every dollar that you generate in your business before you get to pay yourself. If you're not paying yourself, we got a problem we need to fix, right? We have a problem that needs to be worked on, and we have a solution to get you there, okay? There's my timer. What is the next thing? Profit First is really great at opening your eyes on whatever your essential costs of doing business. If your business is not profitable, you're just scraping by and you're not paying yourself, we got some non-essential things happening, okay? And we really need to get down to the nitty-gritty to make your business successful, okay? And then that generation potential, bringing those things together, breaking it down into easy numbers that you can understand. Do we need to look at what your business looks like on an hourly basis? Do we need to look at it what it looks like on a daily basis? Do we need to look at it from a weekly standpoint, a monthly, quarterly? Backwards, forwards, all views opposing. These are things that I love to look at. So reach out if you need help with this stuff. Have a good weekend, everybody.